Hi, this is Shana Marnell at Tip the Scales Design, and we're here with Scaling Up Podcast. I'm sitting with Paul and Carrie Stanek with Be Like Austin Organization. Thanks for coming today.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome. So before we talk about anything, tell me a little bit about Austin and what he was like.
So Austin, a little history on where we came from with Be Like Austin as an organization. We unfortunately did lose Austin unexpectedly in fall of 2024, and this organization really came out of the community coming together to support our family. And so through that, we learned a lot more about Austin, things that we already knew, but it just solidified kind of our thoughts on who Austin was. And 24-year-old, bright, young, energetic, social to all ends, had friends younger than him, older than him. I think anywhere he went, he just was, everybody says, the light. Like, he was a bright light in the room and just made everybody feel welcome. Hardworking kid, you know, he did not go to college. He was adamant about that and adamant about making a living outside of that. And so he went into business with his cousin. And it was just really great to see him growing in that career. Unfortunately, that did end sooner than, of course, the world wanted that to happen. And so Austin has kind of driven us to be like Austin and create this organization that supports young adults.
Thank you. So for you guys, what has it been like seeing the community come together for young adults with Be Like Austin?
You know, when this happened, you know, obviously unexpectedly, we were crushed. The community's been behind us the whole way. It's been unbelievable. And really at that point, they were just supporting our family. And some of the things, you know, you have a funeral and, you know, everybody wants to bring flowers. Well, Austin wasn't a flower guy. I mean, he was a great kid. He was a beautiful kid. He loved beauty, but he just kind of brought the beauty, you know.
Yeah.
Flowers weren't going to be his thing. So I thought, well, what can we do in lieu of flowers?
Yeah.
And then another friend came to us and said, you know, I want to do a GoFundMe. Would you guys, would you want some help with the funeral costs and this and that? I'm like, no, absolutely not. I don't want help with the funeral costs. But hold on to that thought, because at about that same time, JJ Twiggs came to us and said, we want to do a volleyball tournament for a scholarship. And all these pieces were just kind of coming together. It's like, all right, so if I throw all those three things together, then that's where this started. And that's what turned this into what it is today. And Be Like Austin actually came from one of the speakers at the funeral. Yeah. And that was just kind of her tagline every time. Saying. Be like Austin, be like Austin. And what that meant to me was that bring the light to the room. Make people feel better because you were there. Yeah. And that's kind of what he did. I mean, I think you probably witnessed this. He shows up, he sees you, this big smile comes on him. It's just a big, beautiful smile. And so that's kind of what Be Like Austin is about.
You know, obviously there's sadness behind, but the from that you've turned it into something beautiful for the community, which Austin would have wanted. And I'm sure he's down with that big old smile now, looking, right. Seeing where you guys have come so far. And I'm sure, you know, unlike many people who may know, may not know, like, what areas does Be Like Austin really stretch? I mean, community is a big word, but I mean, I think this community came together much bigger than I've ever seen, being in, you know, this town for as many years as I had.
It definitely has. And as I was working with connecting with schools for the scholarship, I reached out to, I believe it was 18 high schools, 5 community colleges, and so it's primarily McHenry and Lake County that we want to keep it close to home because I think that's meaningful. But we have applicants from Champaign, so it's reached that far south too, and so I love that word just keeps going and growing. So yeah, we serve really anywhere that has a need. If there's kids who really, it will make a difference to them. Help them financially to reach their goals. And, you know, we say those things like carpentry or a firefighter, first responder. We saw it in our older son, who's now a full-time firefighter in McHenry, that it doesn't matter what time of life this is happening. It could be right out of high school. It could be when you're 24. It can be when you're 29. And so really servicing Lake, McHenry County, anywhere that there's a need.
So tell me a little bit more about the scholarship itself. Who is it for?
It's not for the quarterback in the valedictorian, because I think there's enough of those out there.
Yeah.
This is for the kid that's probably taken a less traditional path. It's for vocational or trades. It's for kids that want to do those blue collar jobs, but they still need training to be able to do it.
Sorry.
First, are you helping me?
Yeah, I know it's tough.
I think I call it non-traditional, all the vocational trades that, we went to college forever. We have 2 degrees, we did all that. Our kids were going to do that. No, they didn't, and that's okay. And I think a lot of kids need to be told it's okay not to go to college, but find that career path that's going to be meaningful for you. So it could be the EMT firefighter, it could be the diesel mechanic, it could be all of
an
those,
esthetician.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not
all of those things.
It's not just everything that you think about. I think maybe we would define it as something that doesn't require a 4-year degree, but maybe a certificate. Maybe it's a 2-year degree, but not a traditional college path. Not somebody to help them accumulate $100,000 in debt.
Yeah,
we're not big enough to help you through that.
Felt that one. No, well, that's awesome. I definitely think that's much different than what there is out there, and very proud that it's right here in my backyard for young adults and growing, like you said, all the way to South Dep's getting in Champaign. I just see it getting bigger and bigger. Because guess what? I hope those type of occupations get bigger and bigger, because that's what builds.
There's a real need, and I know it working close to construction that there's a real need.
Absolutely. Well, I'm sure we'll get into the events that come with it, but if someone were to want to get involved or donate so that you can provide these scholarships in these, the community and surrounding areas, what does getting involvement look like, or donating?
So super easy to get involved. Go to the website. There's an option to volunteer, sign up for our events. We're excited. We have 3 events this year, 2 volleyball tournaments and a golf outing. All the registrations are there, so it's going to be a lot of fun, which is Austin. You just like to have a good time. So, but additionally, we're raising funds for our scholarship. And so there is an option to volunteer. It's really just come together out of word of mouth on donations, whether they want to do a silent auction or a raffle item, or hey, I can come for a couple hours. I called a friend. They know somebody who refs. So it's just really just a true picture of what the Island Lake Wakanda community has what they're all about and how they come together. So, but the website definitely is where you would go to find out everything that's happening.
Awesome. Well, I know there's a long list of thank yous that we could give a lot of people in the community. And thank you for telling people how to get involved. I know me personally, outside of the little ankle break, but big ankle break, last May I would be on that volleyball court. Is it the 21st? February 21st at Jesse Oaks. And from my understanding, the volleyball tournaments, the 2 a year, one at Jesse Oaks, one at JJ Twigs, and the JJ Twigs is August
15th.
August 15th. Both of them you can sign up online through the website. And then the golf outing, when is that?
That is June 12th. At Chalet Hills.
Yep, and that was his spot.
Yep.
The Chalet Hills. I mean, you guys really do bring so much, the light that Austin brought in the room. It continues to illuminate through you guys. So I personally want to thank you. I know a lot of other people do too. But with that being said, are there, if Austin was sitting here today, what do you think he would say to, the community that's come together?
Without crying, he would probably say, thank you for supporting my family. I know he would want to be here. He would probably also say he wouldn't like the attention he's getting, because he did not like the spotlight. But as a natural athlete that he was, he always got the spotlight because he was so good at everything that he did. But he definitely did not like to be the center of attention, and so he'd probably be razzing us a little bit about that. But the love that everybody is showing us is what he showed everybody, and I think he'd be very grateful that the community's coming together and really just supporting one another.
Well, speaking of spotlight, I would hate myself if I didn't ask, the applicants, I know you announced them online. You've announced them on both Facebook and Instagram, as well as your website. Yes. When are we celebrating these individuals?
At the tournament next weekend. So
Super
February
cool.
21st at Jesse Oaks, about 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Cool.
And there's a break and play. We also have another deadline coming up, March 31st, and we'll award one more in April too. But we will celebrate the first 3 next weekend, so we're really excited about that.
Wow. It's come a long way in 2 years, year and a half, 2?
October of 24 we started, so not even 2 years. Well, so year and a half.
Just like Tip the Skills Design, where you're you're young too. So I'm very, very happy our universe is, crossed.
Meant to be.
So
yes,
glad you won that basket.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to share while we have you?
No, thank you to Tip the Scales for helping us with our website. It's absolutely amazing, and if people have not visited it yet, you definitely have to. There's a lot of information there, a lot of memories there, and people can share their own too. So thank you.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.